rundown of what you might expect in terms of price points for the Arlington market. Okay, just a couple other things I want to point out, and then I'm going to turn it over to the people that are going to talk to you about how financing works and how to work with your credit and that kind of thing. Just a couple things. Inventory is really, really low. So a lot of people come to us as agents. You're looking for a deal, okay? Virtually no such thing in the Arlington market. Very few short sales, very few foreclosures and bank-owned properties, very few deals. They just don't exist. Good inventory sells quickly, so when people are just getting into the market, it can be kind of daunting for a first-time buyer because you might need to be ready to act on a dime. You really need to have all your ducks in a row, all your loan stuff straight so that you're ready to pull the trigger when you walk into something and it takes your breath away. Because that's really how it feels when you walk in something. You're like, you can see your couch, you kind of got tingly, right? It's a cool feeling, but you got to be ready to move. Average selling prices are on average are up over 2010, 5%. This is, we were talking earlier amongst us in the kitchen, Arlington is a pretty recession-proof area, okay? We did dip when the market went down, but not that much, okay? Values are still on the way up versus what you hear in the national media with prices are still going down. It's not really that way in Arlington. Properties are usually selling 96% of list. So when you find a property you like and it's $300,000, you're not going to get it by offering $250,000, okay? Just not going to happen. And there's very little new. So if you like new development, you're really not going to find it. Sometimes you'll find a condo conversion project. Okay, these are properties that were built as apartments that have now been converted to condos. Got to really look at construction quality when you get to conversion. And a lot of the new stuff in Arlington is really focused on the high end. Those $4 million condos, you know, that's where a lot of the new stuff is. So Arlington's a great place to live. I live there myself. I love it. I can't imagine being anywhere else, but it can be daunting as a first-time buyer. And so when you're looking at your investment dollars, there's a couple other places I would recommend. I'd recommend Reston, okay? Depending on where you work, maybe Kingstown area, that's south, down outside the Beltway, kind of off 95, Herndon and Fairfax. So just as a couple other areas to keep in mind because there's a lot going on in those areas and you'll find it a little bit more affordable. So I just wanted to give you sort of a rundown on what you might expect in those areas you might be living in.